Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdullah Wadho. I am lecturer in mathematics at Government Degree College Shahdadkot. This is the first lecture on topic Introduction to Complex Numbers. This lecture will cover definition of a complex number in ordered pair form, means how to write a complex number in ordered pair form, then conjugate of a complex number, modulus of a complex number, and addition and subtraction of complex numbers. Before going to complex number, we'll check that what is the square root of a negative number. A square root of -1 is equal to I. This I denotes an imaginary number and read as iota. So square root of -1 is equal to iota, and that is an imaginary number. Then we have square root of -4. Now this square root of -4 can be written as square root of -1 into square root of 4. The value of square root of -1 is equal to iota. So at the place of square root of -1 we have put iota, and square root of 4 is equal to plus minus 2. So this becomes plus minus 2 iota. In the same way, square root of -25 can also be written as square root of -1 into square root of 25. So this is equal to iota into plus minus 5, and that is plus minus 5 iota. Similarly, square root of -49 is equal to plus minus 7 iota. So one thing to be noted here, that square root of a negative number is an imaginary number. It is not a pure real number. And now complex number. A number that can be written in a plus iota b form, or a number that can be written in iota form, is called a complex number, where a and b are real numbers and iota is an imaginary unit. Now complex number can also be defined as a combination of real and imaginary part. Complex number is denoted by z. For example, complex number can be written as 2 plus 3 iota, and z is equal to -3 plus 5 iota. Now one thing must be noted here, that every real number is also a complex number, because we can write every real number in a plus iota b form. Like 6 can be written as 6 plus 0 iota, 7 can be written as -7 can be written as -7 plus 0 iota, and then 0 can also be written as 0 plus 0 iota. 2 upon 3 can be written as 2 upon 3 plus 0 iota, and so on. How to put complex number in ordered paired form? Now a comma b is an ordered pair where a represents x coordinate, which is also called abscissa, and b represents y coordinate, which is also called ordinate. B in complex plane is an imaginary coordinate. Now how to write a plus iota b in an ordered pair? Here a is a real part and it is placed at the place of x coordinate. Then we have b, which is an imaginary part and which is placed at the place of y coordinate. In the same way, -5 is real part, it is placed at the place of x coordinate. 7 is an imaginary part which is placed at the place of y coordinate. We don't put iota in ordered pair. Then we have -5 iota, -1, -5 iota imaginary part is written first, but it will be written at its own position in the y coordinate in an ordered pair. Similarly, -1, which is real part, it is placed at the place of x coordinate. Then we have 6 iota. Here real part is 0, so we can rewrite it like this. So 0 at the place of x coordinate and 6 at the place of y coordinate. Similarly, here real part is 0, so 0 at the real place and the coefficient of iota is 1, so 1 is written at the place of y coordinate. Then we have -7. Here imaginary part is 0, so imaginary part is 0 here, and -7 is real part, it is written at the place of x coordinate. In the same way, we can write order pair into iota form. The real part -7 is written at the place of x coordinate and the imaginary part is written at the place of y coordinate. So this becomes -7 plus 2 iota. Then we have 4 comma -3. Now 4 is a real part, so 4 and -3 is an imaginary part, so we have written it as a 4 minus 3 iota. Then we have 2 comma 0, here imaginary part is 0, so it is written as 2 plus 0 iota, and that is equal to 2. Then we have 0 comma 3. Now real part is 0, so there is no real part, it is equal to 3 iota. Then we have 0 comma -5, real part is 0, so here there is no real part, -5 is written as -5 iota. In the same way, -4 comma 1 is written as -4 plus iota. Conjugate of a complex number. Conjugate of a complex number can be obtained by just changing the sign of an imaginary part. We have to change the sign of an imaginary part only. If it is plus, it will be changed into minus. If it is minus, it will be changed into plus. Conjugate of a complex number is denoted by z bar. Suppose if we have a question z is equal to a plus iota b, then its conjugate z bar is equal to a minus iota b. We have only changed the sign of this imaginary part. This plus is changed into minus. If we have z is equal to -2 minus 5 iota, then its conjugate would be z bar is equal to -2 plus 5 iota. Again, only the sign of this imaginary part is changed. This minus is changed into plus. In the same way, as I already told you, the conjugate of a plus b iota is a minus b iota, and the conjugate of a minus b iota is a plus b iota. Or modulus of a complex number. Modulus of a complex number or absolute value or magnitude of a complex number is basically a distance from origin to given point. Suppose we have a point z is equal to a plus iota b, then its modulus is square root of a square plus b square. Now this is a formula to find out the modulus of any complex number. Secondly, it is a distance from origin to this given point. For example, we have a question, find the modulus of 2 plus 5 iota. We'll use the same formula. Here a is equal to 2 and b is equal to 5. So a is replaced with 2 and b is replaced with 5. Now 2 square is 4 and 5 square is 25. So the answer would be square root of a 29. Now this square root of 29 is the modulus of 2 plus 5 iota, and this is the distance from this point to origin. Secondly, modulus of a complex number and its conjugate is same. Means if we find the modulus of z and modulus of z bar means modulus of a conjugate, then the answer would be same. Modulus of a number cannot be negative because it is a distance. Addition of a complex numbers. Suppose we have two numbers a comma b and c comma d. We have to add these. The first element of order pair is added with the first element of another order pair. The second element of order pair is added with the second element of another order pair. So this would become a plus c comma b plus d. Now this is the formula to find out the addition of two complex numbers. Suppose we have a question -2 comma 3 plus 4 comma 7, a comma b plus c comma d. We'll use the same formula where a is equal to -2, b is 3, c is 4 and d is 7. By putting these values in formula, we have got a plus c comma b plus d. By simplifying it, we'll get the answer 2 comma 10. We have another question 3 plus 5 iota and 4 minus 3 iota. I will not use any formula here. Just we'll add real number with real number and imaginary with imaginary. So 3 plus 5 iota plus 4 minus 3 iota is rewritten as 3 plus 5 iota plus 4 minus 3 iota, because plus into minus minus. Now real number is added with real, that is 3 plus 4, and imaginary number is simplified with imaginary. So the answer is 7 plus 2 iota. Subtraction of complex numbers. This is the formula for the subtraction of two complex numbers. This is as same as it was in addition, only the plus sign is replaced with minus sign. The first element is subtracted from the first and second is subtracted from the second. That is equal to a minus c comma b minus d. Suppose we have this question. We'll use the same formula. Here a is equal to minus 2, b is 3, c is equal to 4 and d is equal to 7. By putting these values in formula, we'll get a minus c, that is minus 2 minus 4 comma 3 minus 7, that is b minus d. Now minus 2 minus 4 is minus 6, 3 minus 7 is minus 4. That is the required answer. There is another question. Subtract 4 minus 3 iota from 3 plus 5 iota. Now no formula will be used here. This question is in iota form. Only we will subtract real number from real and imaginary from imaginary. I have written this 3 plus 5 iota minus 4 minus 3 iota, that is equal to 3 plus 5 iota. Minus into minus is plus and then 3 iota. Real number is subtracted from real and imaginary is simplified with imaginary. That is 3 minus 4 is minus 1, 5 iota plus 3 iota is 8 iota. That is the required answer. In this lecture, we covered definition of a complex number. That a number can be written in a plus iota b form is called a complex number. Then how to write a complex number in ordered pair form and vice versa. Then conjugate of a complex number, that is obtained by just changing the sign of an imaginary part. Then modulus of a complex number, which is a distance from origin to given point. Then addition and subtraction of a complex numbers. In the next lecture, we will cover how to solve power of an iota, multiplication and division of complex numbers, additive and multiplicative inverses of complex numbers.